Welcome to the Innovation to Transform Education training, part of the United Nations Global Youth Initiative to Transform Education. The ITET Nigeria program is spearheaded by UNESCO ELSAC and implemented by Future Perspectives in collaboration with our content partners, the Global Center for Pluralism, Queen's University, 1 Million Teachers, and All School Africa.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to all our collaborators, UNESCO, Global Center for Pluralism, and of course, the African FinTech Foundry. And thank you also, I think the Canadian High Commission is here. Thank you very, very much for making the time to be here. Now to the ITET first cohort participants. I am truly excited to be here with you, and I really think that this is something that we got right at Future Perspectives. That's getting a group of young people together to explore the opportunities for innovative education, especially technology-related innovative education.
We really have a focus on putting youth at the center of change making, not only as beneficiaries of policy or projects, but as partners and having leading roles alongside not only international organizations, but at different levels of policy making, national, local, and institutional.
Nigeria has always exemplified for me just the most extraordinary diversity and capacity for creativity and innovation. I was working on peace processes in the Middle Belt when I was here before, and really seeing the creativity and leadership across all generations, but particularly of young people in all the work that I had done. And I know that that sort of capacity for innovation and creativity is represented across the country here today. So really thrilled to be with all of you.
If you want all these young people to contribute meaningfully in the future that we're trying to build, then they have to have a solid foundation of education, right? And so it's no surprise that our first initiative out the gate, Future Perspectives, is one that's tied to education.
I had a good upbringing and I had the privilege to go to good schools. But as I've grown up and looking at the world right now, it's unfair. It's not a fair world. And what can we do to try to make it more fair, more just? And this is where Future Perspectives comes into play. And this is where you come into play too as well.
We need to equip the youth with skills that are relevant in today's world. Critical thinking, problem solving, adaptability, and digital literacy. At this junction, let me specially thank our partner again for this opportunity to engage with Nigerian youth for this upskill initiative of transforming education through tech.
We want to make sure that these Canadian institutions are developing partnerships in order for them to invest in Nigerian academic institutions. Because Nigeria's potential isn't going to realize itself simply by its diaspora, but it's the Nigerians here on the ground representing all regions of the country.
Just beginning with pluralism, and I think that's so critical. The whole idea of collaboration, the whole idea of working together. One of the big advantages of a country such as ours is just that we have such a great variety of perspectives, a great variety of individual talent, individual predispositions that could just help us to be a much better society and a much more educated society, because just learning about people itself is big. And I think that informs everything. Technology is not something in the air. It is based on our consciousness of people and their needs and their wants.
As you all know, with your application, we had people in ideation, pilot testing, scaling, prototypes, and all of that. So you will be able to identify properly what stage you're at.
We talk about projects, how you can execute projects in your company, and how the phases, how you can go about the phases in your project execution. And it has been really, really awesome.
I'm super excited for how it has been. Today is day 3, and we learned evidence-based skills, and I learned about policy writing. Basically, I learned about how to structure policies and how to give data and not just talk about random opinions. I learned about policy briefs, where we were given a case study about a supposedly excellent Nigerian university that had bad reviews, although they were nationally ranked as very excellent. We had to write about recommendations for that case study. Learned so much by collaborating with my team members, and we were able to pull off evidence-based reports on that particular problem. We were able to write the scope, we were able to bring out the context, we were also able to title it properly. We were finally able to write the kinds of methodologies we were to use for that said research.
So I studied software engineering because, as a youth advocate, I wanted to advocate for the people in Maiduguri, like the females especially, because we don't really have a voice there.
Me, the time I felt I really belonged was when I ventured into the educational aspect of technology. I got to meet people, I got to relate with people, and then fortunately the community embraced me. So I was able to make maximum impact, embrace the community, I was welcomed, and then I found out this is the environment I really want to belong to, and this is the environment I really want to make maximum impact. So since then, I've been much more excited about what the community is offering and a whole lot of opportunities that can be unlocked from joining the community as well. So it's been a nice journey having a community of your own that really embraces you, and a community you prioritize as your own venture.
So far, we've been exposed to different skill sets, amazing skill sets at that, mind-blowing and mind-opening. Today, basically, we focused on design thinking and how well to utilize the processes of design thinking in solving problems.
But you're going to make an impact in your community, in your local government area, in your city, in your state, and hopefully nationally too, and even international as well.
I just wanted to start by saying that I have not had the privilege of being here this week. Actually, you've seen my colleague Zayo Kuyena, and I tell you he's had nothing but rave reviews for Future Perspectives and for all the work that he's seen here today, especially this week, or especially the young people that he has seen. It has been the most amazing experience, and he has highlighted that for me. And so I would like to convey that from the perspective of the Government of Canada, how particularly strong the students have been and how particularly strong this program has been.
$1 million teachers, all school, Queen's University, of course the Africa FinTech Foundry, Access Bank, and I'll come back to Access Bank, Global Center for Pluralism, and I hope I haven't left anyone out. But I think that what we've had in the past few days has been an absolutely wonderful time. And when I came in on Wednesday, had an interaction with all the participants, I came away with the impression that just about anyone of the participants could make this list of 10. In any event, if you could take 50 out of 3,000 and you're here as one of the 50, then certainly, your whatever your particular innovation was is worthy of being described as a winning participation. One thing I've found is just what difference one single person can make. And not just for good, by the way, for evil as well. One single person can make a difference, can actually transform the way everybody thinks, can make a huge difference in our lives, in our livelihoods, in all our experiences. One single person. Which is why I think it's so important that for those of you who are innovators and people who create ideas and all that, you must recognize that what you're doing is so absolutely important, because that one thing you're doing can transform so many lives and make a difference in literally millions of lives.
For us in Access Holdings and Access Bank at AFF, we're very, very happy to host this dinner for all of you. We're very, very excited to see everyone gay, happy, and joyful. Our vision is to create a globally connected community and ecosystem inspired by Africa. And this is for the world, right? And education for us is indeed something that we are very, very passionate about. Last year, right, we trained over 5,000 Africans, right, in technology. We call it our Advanced Africa program. We're very proud of the work that Future Perspective is doing. When I looked at all the people that were taking part, I was very, very happy to see women in technology. So I actually have to give it up to them. And because women are very involved in technology, I know that the future is bright.
So I just want to talk about very briefly a couple of things that we have coming up in 2024. So you guys have been asking for it. Actually, since we had our virtual dialogue, folks have been asking for this. They want a community, a place where like-minded folks can come together and actually engage with each other and tap into each other. Let skill sharpen skill and understand what are the things that we need to work on. Right? So the Future Perspectives Network will be coming. And so what can you look forward to there? It's just a place where we can collaborate. It's a place where we can provide mentorship, right? We have people who are in various stages of their innovation. So some people are a little bit further along, some people are newer. So we want to provide opportunities for there to be a mentorship relationships. And then we also want to create a marketplace, right? That was one of the feedback that we got during this last week that we've been here. So how do we work together to put our products together in a specific place that people who are interested in the edtech space can actually come and shop for solutions to the problems that they have in their various schools. We also have the EdTech Advisory Council that will be forming. The intent here is to actually put together a team that can influence policy making when it comes to EdTech in Nigeria. So we want to build a team, we want to make sure that we clearly establish our goals and objectives with that team and start to influence policy making with the local politicians. We have someone who's very, very experienced in the political realm to kind of give us some guidance along the way, right? So how much better can that get? And lastly, from the climate change action perspective, we want to ensure that we are educating the Nigerian populace on what's going on when it comes to climate change. We're going to be partnering with AFF to have a hackathon, right, to bring some great young minds to the table to help us problem solve a lot of the things that are challenging us in the climate change space. And as always, we're open to and looking for partnerships to help us achieve our goals.